Good morning, my dear students, and a very warm welcome to all of you in this e-learning session. Friends, in our today's session, we are going to revise just 3 simple topics. Which 3 simple topics? We are going to revise the topic gravitation, flotation, and work and energy. Because these 3 concepts are little bit smaller ones, we'll do it together. If we talk about the topic that is gravitation or flotation, or the next one that is the lesson that we are going to talk, that is work and energy, then all the 3 things they are having more amount of derivations. So we are not going to discuss those derivations, but we will just simply have a look at the basic things, that is the basic formulas of it. So the lesson that we are going to revise right now is this, which is gravitation. If we talk about gravitation, then the very important and key term that is associated with it is the universal law of gravitation. And what is the law of gravity? The law of gravity is amount of force that is acting is on any 2 objects is depending on both the objects, and the gravitational force between 2 objects is directly proportional to the product of the mass and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Okay, what is the law of gravity states? The law of gravity states that amount of force that is existing in the universe between any 2 objects, that is the universal law of gravitation. Every object in the universe is attracting every other object with some force. Every object in the universe is attracting every other object with some force. This force is directly proportional to the product of mass and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Here if we talk about this, then important parameter over here is G. That we need to keep in our brain. If we talk about G, then its SI unit is Newton meter square per kilogram square. Okay, force into r square upon m1 m2, that will be its formula. Force no units with Newton and r square no meter square, and when mass into mass will come into the bottom, it will become kilogram square, and it's which is 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11. Its value is fixed in the complete entire universe. Once again, the law of gravity. Every object in the universe attracts every other object with some force. This force is directly proportional to the product of the mass and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. That is, F is proportional to m1 m2 and F is proportional to 1 by r square. Together when we write, we get F proportional to m1 m2 by r square. Here the value of unit of G is Newton meter square per kilogram square, and its value is 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square per kilogram square. If we move further in this content only, now I hope 11 is visible. Okay, if we talk about the user of this part, that is the gravity, how is the gravitational force useful to us? Then there are many ways by which the gravitational force is useful to us. How is now gravitational force useful to us? You already know that the tides and ebbs that are occurring into the ocean, why they are there? Because of the gravity. Next important thing, the moon is revolving around the earth. Why? Because of the gravitational force of earth. So satellites or artificial satellites movement. Any planet is moving around the sun because of its gravitational force. So these are few important parameters which tells us that gravitational force is very important in our life. Friends, if we talk about the basic law of gravity, then it is very simple for you. But its uses are, somewhat something that will tell you a lot about the content. This is what we have discussed about the uses, the law of gravity and all these things. Now the important parameter that comes in the another important parameter that comes in this lesson is of the free fall. The concept of free fall, which is a wide one. अब फ्री फॉल का मतलब क्या होता है? What is the meaning of this word free fall now? Free fall means anything that is falling from the top and no external force is provided to it. That means in that case you take the initial velocity u as 0. And the displacement is the height which is travelled by it. फिर से एक बार, what is free fall? Initial velocity is 0. The displacement is calculated in terms of height. अगर हम इसे आगे बढ़ाएं, then the basic laws of equations of motion are what? They are this, which is v equal to u plus at, s is equal to ut plus half at square, and v square minus u square is equals to 2as. अब इन सब में u 0 हो जाएगा, जहाँ s है वहाँ h आ जाएगा, एंड जहाँ a है वहाँ g आ जाएगा. Wherever you are having a at that point, what will happen? G will come. Now this will become 0. So what will you have? V is equals to gt. The first equation of motion. Here also this will become 0. Here g and here h. So h is equals to half gt square. Here also this will become 0, this will become g and this will become h. So you have v square is equals to 2gh, which states that v is equals to under root 2gh. Friends, we are making the memory map so that you come to know how is the memory map made. You can make it for any of the lesson that you want. It will be helpful to you when you are doing MCQs and when you are revising it. बस सारे concepts है वो आप boxes में डालते जाइए. ये बहुत ही easy तरीका है कोई भी चीज़ याद रखने का, keywords, key terms याद रखने का. कोई answer याद नहीं रह रहा है, then you can do it in these terms. Ultimately these things are going to be helpful to you. So this is about the gravity, and the next important part about the gravitation was the difference between the 2 points, which is mass and weight. Here we are going to differentiate between 2 points, which is mass and weight. Okay. Here we will talk about mass and here we will talk about weight. And then gravitation will get over, and after that we will approach flotation. If we talk about next the further difference between the mass and weight, mass is what? It is the quantity of matter which is possessed by any substance. If we talk about it, then mass is a scalar quantity. It doesn't depend. आप कहीं पे भी चले जाओ, आपका mass है वो fix रहेगा. But if you talk about weight, weight will change depending on the place where you are. Even on the earth, it is varying because of the change in the G. That is also an important parameter which we need to discuss it right now. It is not there so much NCERT, but थोड़ा जो brief view है, अगर वो आपको चला जाएगा, then you will be able to manage it. मतलब basics if you will come to know how is the G varying, then it will be little bit helpful. It is not a part of our content NCERT, but thoda sa if you will know, it will help you out. Mass is a scalar quantity, weight is a vector quantity. Weight totally depends on the gravitational acceleration of that particular planet. If we talk about the gravitational acceleration, then Moon is having 1/6 gravitational acceleration as compared to what Earth is having. मतलब जो हमारा है 9.8 divided by 6 if you do, then what will you get? The gravitational acceleration of the Moon, it is 1 point something. Now if we talk about mass, then mass can never be 0. Weight can be 0, positive or negative. Weight can be negative also. And mass can never be 0 or negative. It is always positive. It is because it is the quantity of matter. Okay, that is its definition. If we talk about its unit, then its unit is what? Kilogram. Here, what is weight? It is mass multiplied by the gravitational acceleration. And if we talk about its unit, then its SI unit is Newton. Okay, so this is the basic difference between the mass and the weight. Now next important parameter that we talk about, G variation. If we talk about the variation that is occurring in the gravitational acceleration, then you already know one thing, that Earth is not a complete sphere. It is like a orange. This is like how you are having the Earth. Now in the Earth, what you already know, that you already know about one fact. This is the equatorial radius and this is the polar radius. Okay. Now gravitational acceleration, it also depends on where the place is. अगर आप यहाँ पे अपना weight use measure करते हैं और आप किसी दूसरी country में measure करते हैं तो भी variations आएंगे, because G में minor variations होते हैं. ऐसा क्यों होता है? This is because of this fact. Radius at the polar is smaller than the radius at equatorial, so opposite will happen. Gravity at equator will be less than the gravity at poles. पोल का रेडियस कम है, छोटा है, इसलिए वहाँ पे ग्रेविटी कैसी होगी? ज़्यादा. क्यों? बिकॉज G इज इनवर्सली प्रोपोर्शनल टू 1/r². ये भी एक इम्पॉर्टेंट पैरामीटर है. Because G is inversely proportional to 1/r², gravity at Earth is less than the gravity at the poles. Next important point that we talk about G is gravity at any height will also be less, and gravity at any depth will also be less as compared to the gravitational acceleration. Okay, जैसे ही हम किसी हाइट पे जाते हैं, ओके, तो जो डिस्टेंस है वो बढ़ जाता है, तो ग्रेविटी है वो धीरे धीरे कम हो जाती है, एंड फाइनली इट बिकम्स 0. So these are the very important parameters as far as the gravitational acceleration is concerned and the complete gravity is concerned. Okay, I am giving you 1 minute time to take the screenshot and to read it once again. Okay, do it, then we'll move further on the topic of flotation. So I hope friends you have completed the reading the content and taking the screenshot. Next concept that we are going to revise right now is the flotation. Just imagine within one page, that is in one screen, the complete lesson gets revised. Next is flotation. All these things are given as a unit, flotation and gravitation. They are given as one particular unit in the entire NCERT textbook, and more the concepts are only this much. We are least bothered with the derivations. Now the concept which we are going to do is this, which is flotation. If I talk about this content, that is flotation, then the flotation actually starts with the concept of pressure and the thrust. What is thrust? When at 90 degree the force is acting, what do you call it as? Thrust. We'll first mention whatever small topics we are going to discuss. जो भी छोटे छोटे topics है और बाद में उसी को हम elaborate करेंगे. Here we will elaborate thrust and pressure. On this side, what is thrust? जब भी 90 degree पे force लगता है, then what do you call it as? Thrust. And what is pressure? It is thrust per unit area. उसका SI unit, उसका function, how pressure is depending on the area, all these things will be discussed over here. Further thing that is coming in the lesson, flotation, that is regarding the fluid pressure. Okay, that is the Pascal's law which is responsible. Fluid pressure, okay, that is pressure exerted by the fluid, how it is changing, it is depending, and the concept that comes from here is the concept of buoyant force, or you can say upthrust. In upthrust we will discuss important parameter, that is when the object will sink, when it will float, and when it will partially float. Partially float somewhere within the liquid itself. Then that will be discussed over here. The further flotation part, it includes Archimedes principle and its application. And its application will be discussed over here. The last part which we will discuss will be density and relative density. We'll discuss two things over here, density एंड रिलेटिव डेंसिटी. इतनी चीज़ें हम पढ़ने वाले हैं इस पर्टिकुलर यूनिट में, दैट इज़ फ्लोटेशन. ओके, अगर आपको इसमें से कोई भी चीज़ आती हो तो वेल एंड गुड, नहीं आती हो तो और भी अच्छा है, एवरीथिंग विल गेट रिवाइज्ड. इफ यू टॉक अबाउट थ्रस्ट, तो थ्रस्ट क्या है, वन बाय वन वी विल स्टार्ट एंड विल ट्राई टू कंप्लीट दिस कंप्लीट मेमोरी मैप. What is thrust? Thrust is force acting at 90 degree, and then you are having pressure. What is pressure? Force upon area. So here you are having the basic definitions of thrust and pressure as well as its applications. What is thrust? Thrust is force at 90 degree. जब भी फोर्स एट 90 डिग्री लगता है एट दैट टाइम व्हाट डू यू कॉल इट एज थ्रस्ट. एंड व्हाट इज प्रेशर इक्वल टू? प्रेशर इज इक्वल्स टू थ्रस्ट अपॉन एरिया. उसके ऐसा यूनिट क्या क्या है? उसके ऐसा यूनिट है न्यूटन पर मीटर स्क्वायर और पास्कल. और एटमॉस्फेरिक प्रेशर बार में भी हम यूज़ कर सकते हैं. important point over here is force is thrust upon area, मतलब more the force more will be the pressure and less the area more will be the pressure. इधर applications आते हैं on the concept that is pressure is inversely proportional to area. उस बेसिस पे आपको काफ़ी सारे एग्जाम्पल्स हैं वो देने पड़ते हैं. अब वो कैसे होता है? तो वो ऐसे होता है कि more the area less is the pressure, less the area more is the pressure. The bags are having broad the bags are having the wide strips. Why? Because the pressure will be less if the area is more. You can stand when you're standing on the mattress, and when you're sleeping, when you're standing your body goes little bit down and the mattress gets little bit synced. And when you are sleeping at that time it doesn't happen. Why? Because when you are sleeping the area is more. You can easily cut anything with a sharp knife. Why? Because the area is less. In the blunt knife the area will be more. You can pierce a nail into the soft board pin. Why? Because the area is very less. The nail is also getting screwed inside the wall. Okay? Why? Again, the area is less. So less the area, more will be the pressure, more the area, less will be the pressure. Any of the wide buildings, they are having, any of the very big buildings, they are having wide foundations. Why? More the area, less will be the pressure on the ground. So all these things are depending on one concept, that is pressure is inversely proportional to area. If we talk about pressure, then pressure is exerted in all the three mediums, whether it is a solid, a liquid or a gas. But important is when we talk about the fluid pressure, then that is the pressure that is exerted by any kind of fluid. If we talk about fluid, then here important law that comes into existence is the Pascal's law. It is Pascal. Now what is this Pascal's law? If we talk about the Pascal's law, then Pascal law was very simple. आपको एक balloon लेना है and that balloon you have to fill the water, और उसमें बहुत सारे holes होते हैं, and when you are allowing the water to squeeze out, तो सभी direction में equal direction में water है वो बाहर आएगा. So the law is pressure exerted in all the directions by the fluid is equal. ये जो लॉ है वो बहुत ही जगह इन हाइड्रोलिक्स काम करता है, एंड इट इज़ वन ऑफ द वेरी यूजफुल लॉ, दैट इज द पास्कल्स लॉ. ओके, दैट इज द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ फ्लूइड प्रेशर. फर्दर अगर हम बात करें रिगार्डिंग द अपथ्रस्ट, अब आप कोई भी ऑब्जेक्ट है वो अगर आप वाटर में डालते हैं या किसी भी फ्लूइड में डालते हैं, तो वो फ्लूइड है वो एक अपवर्ड डायरेक्शन में फोर्स एक्सर्ट करता है, जिसे हम कहते हैं अपथ्रस्ट और द बॉयंट फोर्स. वंस अगेन, कोई भी फ्लूइड में अगर हम कोई भी ऑब्जेक्ट डालते हैं तो वो फ्लूइड है वो अपवर्ड डायरेक्शन में फोर्स एक्सर्ट करता है, जिसे हम क्या कहते हैं, अपथ्रस्ट. अगर हम बात करें इस कॉन्सेप्ट की, दैट इज अपथ्रस्ट, देन वी आर गोइंग टू हैव थ्री concepts over here. The very first one, the second one, and the third one. अब यहाँ पे तीन केसेस हो सकते हैं कहीं पे भी अगर हम फ्लूइड डालते हैं इनमें, तो ओके, सपोज कहीं पे भी हम कोई भी फ्लूइड डाल रहे हैं इन ऑल द थ्री, then there are three things which can happen over here. और ये है ना बहुत काम का है आपको, क्योंकि इसके बेसिस पे आपको मतलब काफ़ी सारे जजमेंट लेने पड़ते हैं. Now there are three possibilities. There is any object, suppose this object, then this object is floating over here. Okay, this is how it gets synced, and this is how it is partially floating. Okay, if the weight of this particular object is, say, let us evaluate it, weight of this fluid is, say, W1, and the weight of this substance is, say, W2. Now over here, if the upthrust that is W1, if it is greater, then the object will float. That is, if W1 is greater than W2, that means the upthrust is greater than the weight of the object, then in that case it will float. This happens, it will float. Next, if the weight of the object is greater than the upthrust, okay, this weight is more, upward direction the weight is less, then what will happen? It will sink. This one only. If both are approximately equal, then what will happen? It will partially float. So these are the three things that can happen whenever any object is immersed in the fluid. आपको बहुत ही ध्यान में रखना है क्योंकि इसके बेस पे एप्लीकेशन है वो बहुत सारे आ सकते हैं. The next content is the Archimedes principle. What is the Archimedes principle now and where it is useful? If we talk about Archimedes principle, so Archimedes principle states that whenever an object is completely or partially immersed in the fluid, the amount of the fluid displaced, जितना fluid displace होगा, that is equal to the weight of the object. Okay. So here it is fluid displaced is equal to weight of the object. Okay, whenever you are immersing any object in any fluid, then क्या होगा? Amount of fluid displaced will be equal to the weight of the object. So this is how you can state about the Archimedes principle. Archimedes कि कोई भी fluid है उसका displacement, आप उसको किसी भी फ्लूइड में आप कोई भी ऑब्जेक्ट डाल रहे हो तो उसके ऊपर अपवर्ड फोर्स लगेगा. उस अपवर्ड फोर्स की वजह से जितना फ्लूइड डिस्प्लेस होगा दैट इज इक्वल टू द वेट ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट. नाउ वेयर इज दिस आर्किमिडीज प्रिंसिपल यूजफुल? इट इज यूजफुल इन द लैक्टोमीटर्स to measure the purity of the milk, in hydrometer to measure the density, in submarines for floating. So this is where Archimedes law is useful to us. Okay? अगर हम बात करें आर्किमिडीज प्रिंसिपल की तो वो हमें ऐसे यूजफुल है. In lactometers to determine the purity of the milk, in hydrometer to determine the density of any fluid, and in the submarines for the floating. जहाँ पे flotation आता है वहाँ पे Archimedes का principle तो होता ही है. Next, the last concept that is left out over here is the density and the relative density. अगर हम बात करें density की तो here we will talk about density and here we will talk about relative density. Okay. The density and the relative density. These are the two parameters which we are going to talk about. अगर हम बात करें डेंसिटी की तो डेंसिटी इज मास अपॉन वॉल्यूम. Mass of any substance divided by volume of that is called as density. What is its SI unit? Its SI unit is this, kilogram per meter cube. Okay. Next, coming to the relative density. Relative density is defined as density of the object upon density of water. If we talk about its basic definition, then it is this: density of object divided by density of water, that also at 4 degrees Celsius. चार डिग्री सेल्सियस पे, एंड दिस इज अ यूनिटलेस कंपोनेंट. ऊपर नीचे डेंसिटी का यूनिट आता है इसलिए वो यूनिट क्या हो जाती है? 0. डेंसिटी ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट डिवाइडेड बाय डेंसिटी ऑफ द वाटर एट 4 डिग्री सेल्सियस, दैट विल गिव यू रिलेटिव डेंसिटी. Okay, and this is about the complete flotation lesson. Just read at it, and here important one more thing, if the relative density is you can use these parameters regarding the relative density. That means if the density of the object is greater than the density of water, then what will happen? It will sink. That means here the relative density is greater than 1. Here it will be less than 1, and here it will be approximately equal to 1. This is another parameter by which you can judge whether an object will float or the object will sink. Okay, just please note it down, take the screenshot, read it just once. Then next, very small unit you are having, which is work and energy. There are not more concepts in it. There are more derivations in work and energy rather than the concepts. Please read the entire memory map. Then we'll move further on the next concept. Okay, so this is about the entire concept. Next, moving to the further one, that is the lesson, which is work and energy. About this lesson, which is work and energy. If we talk about this lesson, which is work and energy, then the concepts in this lesson are little bit less, okay, and because more number of derivations are there. If we define work, then work is defined as the product of force and displacement. Here will come its definition. That is, work is defined as the product of force and displacement. We will have a discussion regarding this. Then next we will discuss about the various forms of energy. There are many forms of energy. If we talk about the various forms of energy, then there is electrical energy, there is sound energy, there is kinetic energy, there is potential energy. But in this lesson we are going to discuss only about two forms of energy, which is kinetic energy and the potential energy. So here we will have the discussion about the kinetic energy, here about the potential energy, and about its basic uses. If we talk about, once we complete this topic, we will talk about the law of conservation of energy. This is a short and a sweet lesson. Further we will discuss about a very simple thing, which is power, and in last about the units of work. इतना ही है इस लेसन में, इस लेसन में ज़्यादा है नहीं. Only we have to discuss this many concepts. If we talk about work and energy lesson, then work is defined as the product of force and displacement. That is force multiplied by the displacement. If we talk further regarding this, then इसका unit force का क्या है? Newton, and displacement का meter. So SI unit of work is what? Newton meter or joule. हम इसके smaller dimensions की बात करें, then 1 joule is equal to 10 raised to 7 erg. That is in the CGS unit अगर आप लेते हो तो. Okay, this conversion also you have to remember ताकि हो सकता है वो आपको कहीं पे भी काम लगे. Kinetic energy is the ability of the energy is ability to do work. Now ability to do work due to motion, then that is called as kinetic energy. And what is its formula? Its formula is this: kinetic energy is equals to half into m into v square. नाउ द फॉर्मूला से आपको पता चल जाता है कि काइनेटिक एनर्जी इज डायरेक्टली डिपेंडिंग ऑन द मास एंड इट इज डायरेक्टली डिपेंडिंग ऑन द स्क्वायर ऑफ द वेलोसिटी. मोर द मास, मोर विल बी द काइनेटिक एनर्जी, लेस द मास, लेस विल बी द काइनेटिक एनर्जी. एंड इट इज डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू द स्क्वायर ऑफ द वेलोसिटी. मतलब अगर वेलोसिटी 2 टाइम्स होती है तो काइनेटिक एनर्जी कितनी बार होगी? 4 टाइम्स. वेलोसिटी 3 गुना आती है तो काइनेटिक एनर्जी कितनी बार होगी? 9 टाइम्स, क्योंकि उसकी फॉर्मूला में क्या आता है? mv². Next, coming to potential energy, that is defined as the product of mass into gravitational acceleration into height. ये है जो आपको बताता है कि ग्रेविटी है उसमें उसके ऊपर कैसे पोटेंशियल एनर्जी डिपेंड करती है. पोटेंशियल एनर्जी इज अ काइंड ऑफ एनर्जी दैट इज एबिलिटी टू डू वर्क ड्यू टू पोजिशन ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट. कहाँ पे है? More the height, more the potential energy it will gain, because potential energy is directly depending on the height. Okay, next, coming to the law of conservation of energy, that is stating that you can neither create energy nor can you destroy energy. It gets just transformed from one form to another. एक जगह से दूसरी जगह काइनेटिक एनर्जी है वो पोटेंशियल एनर्जी में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा, केमिकल एनर्जी है वो साउंड एनर्जी में कन्वर्ट हो जाएगा. अल्टीमेटली स्मॉल 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 कन्वर्जन्स होंगे, बाकी और कुछ होएगा नहीं. So that is stating the law of conservation of energy. It can neither be created nor be destroyed. Moving further on the concept of power. Power is defined as rate of doing work. That means power is work upon time. Its unit is either watt or joule per second. And this you have to remember, 1 kilowatt hour is 3.6 into 10 raised to 6 joule. ये आपको है वो काम लगेगा whenever you are doing the content. ये लेसन छोटू सा ही था इसलिए मैंने आपको अभी करा लिया ताकि कल हम आराम से साउंड कर सके. साउंड में भी अगेन कॉन्सेप्ट थोड़े ज़्यादा हैं, ठीक है. इतने से ही चीज़ें हैं वर्क एंड एनर्जी में. उसकी फॉर्मूला है काइनेटिक एनर्जी हाफ mv². Work is defined as a product of force and displacement. Then if the displacement is 0, then the force work will be 0. One more very important parameter which it depends on is this into cos theta. मतलब अगर force is acting at 0 degree, that the force is maximum, and if the force is acting at 90 degree, then in that case work done will be 0. This is complete memory map. एक बार आप रीड कर लीजिए. Read it just once. I'm giving you just few seconds to take the screenshot. So that is all the content, and this is what we have done. We have today revised 3 concepts. One is the concept of gravitation, next is the concept of flotation, and uske baad we are having the concept of work and energy. With this we'll wind up with today's session. In our next session we'll meet with the lesson sound and the conclusion of the complete NTSC. That's all for today. Thank you so much for listening to me and have a very good day. Bye bye.